This week's game actually took 2 weeks to finish due to an emergency that hit right as I was getting started and took me a week to handle. I still worked on the game for about a week total, so I'm gonna say it took me a single week to finish. Not that it matters, if I go over, I go over. Who cares, this isn't a game jam. Broken streaks aside, this week's project is a text adventure game taken on largely to help me get a handle on the Ink markup language with Godot 4. As such, all that I really needed was to build a simple wrapper and a short, straightforward branching story, but I went with something about time loops instead. Now, the Ink interpreter I used with Godot 3 for Zeitgeist 1980 does have a Godot 4 branch, but I couldn't get it to work, so I went with Paul Oz's Godot Ink instead. The hurdle here is that it's implemented in C# instead of GD script, something I have no experience with. While I had the story beaten out pretty quickly, getting Godot Ink working took up the bulk of the week because of very simple stumbling blocks that the author was kind enough to help me overcome. While I did manage to muddle through, the time wasted meant I had to truncate my original vision for the story, had no time to proofread it, and drop plans to maybe include some visuals and sound effects. Still, finish it I did, so Game of Week 3, Repeat, Return, Reprise, is on my each.io account and ready to download. Main takeaway from this project is that I can now include little text-based story sequences in my games, something I may take advantage of in the future. If you try the game out and like what you see, leave a comment. Support me on Patreon at patreon.com/mcorlum. Review it somewhere. With sufficient interest, I'll revisit, repeat, return, revise, and fill out the story, add art and sound, and give what's written a much-needed rewrite. Thank you for watching. I'll see you whenever I finish next week's game.